On March 9, 2026, Kate Middleton and Camilla walked into Westminster Abbey wearing navy blue and red, a deliberate echo of the Union Jack. It wasn't a coincidence, and according to the jewelry experts who track these things for a living, it wasn't really about fashion at all. Subscribe if you want the real story behind royal jewelry choices, not speculation dressed as fact. Start with the moment itself, because the timing explains everything. The 2026 Commonwealth Day service came in the immediate aftermath of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's arrest, a genuine, serious crisis for the monarchy, unfolding in public in a way that made the institution look genuinely unstable. Kate and Camilla arrived at that exact moment, coordinated, deliberate, standing together. According to Nilesh Rakolia, founder of jewelry retailer Abellini, their combined look sent what he called a powerful message, specifically built around continuity and stability. Two women, generations apart, visually reinforcing that the institution itself was steady, even while one of its members was making headlines for entirely different reasons. That's worth sitting with, because it's a genuinely different story than the one most tabloid content tries to tell about these two women. This wasn't rivalry, it was coordination. At a moment the family needed exactly that. It also fits a much longer, well-documented pattern in how Kate specifically uses jewelry, not as personal decoration, but as message sending, tracked closely by royal commentators who study almost nothing else. Royal commentator Amanda Mata told Fox News Digital that Kate's tiara choices tend to prioritize messages of continuity, typically signaling that she's picking up the legacy of the royal women who came before her, rather than making a personal style statement. That's not vague commentary, it's backed by a specific, trackable pattern across her actual public appearances. Take March 18, 2026, Kate's first tiara appearance of the year, worn to a state banquet for Nigeria's president at Windsor Castle. She reached for Queen Mary's lover's knot tiara, originally crafted in 1913, a piece she's now worn more than a dozen times since first debuting it in 2015. It's also notably one of Princess Diana's most iconic tiaras, meaning every time Kate wears it, she's simultaneously invoking two generations of royal women who came before her. For that banquet, she paired it with an emerald green Andrew Gahan gown, a deliberate nod to Nigeria's flag colors, along with chandelier earrings from Queen Elizabeth's own collection, her Royal Family Order badge, and her Royal Victorian Order sash and star. Every element chosen, nothing accidental. That wasn't an isolated choice either. She'd already worn the same lover's knot tiara twice in 2025, for state banquets honoring the American and French presidents specifically. 3 state banquets, 3 visiting heads of state, the same tiara each time, a pattern experts read as deliberate signaling of consistency and readiness, not simply, this is my favorite piece. Camilla's jewelry choices follow a genuinely different logic, and understanding the contrast actually helps explain both women better. Jewelry maker Anna Byers told GB News she expected Camilla to continue favoring the Greville Tiara, an £8.5 million diamond-studded piece she's worn repeatedly, including at her first state opening of Parliament back in 2013, and again for the German president's state visit. But alongside the grand, formal pieces, Camilla has built a genuinely distinct, personal signature around something much smaller, animal-themed brooches. She's been photographed wearing a hedgehog brooch, a rabbit brooch, an owl brooch, and at a visit to Battersea Dogs and Cats home specifically, a Van Cleef & Arpels Lucky Animals dog clip in 18-karat gold, mother of pearl and onyx, retailing around £6,500. At Royal Ascot in June, she wore the Cullinan V diamond heart-shaped brooch, a piece with real historical weight, inherited by Queen Elizabeth II in 1953 from her own grandmother, Queen Mary, originally made for the 1911 Delhi Durbar. That contrast between Kate and Camilla's jewelry approaches is genuinely telling, and it's worth being explicit about what it actually shows rather than manufacturing conflict out of it. Kate's choices skew toward historically loaded, dynastically significant pieces. Diana's tiara, Queen Elizabeth's earrings, jewels explicitly tied to the line of succession she's part of. Camilla's public jewelry language mixes real formal weight, the Greville Tiara, the Cullinan brooch, with something more personal and playful, animal brooches that reflect her own individual taste rather than dynastic messaging. Two women, using the same general medium, to communicate genuinely different things about their genuinely different roles in this institution. There's also a smaller, more recent detail worth including, because it shows this isn't just about grand state occasions. In February 2026, Camilla wore a black enamel heart-shaped brooch to meet Anna Wintour during London Fashion Week, a piece whose exact provenance remains publicly unclear, but one she's worn on multiple occasions. Heart-shaped jewelry happened to be one of 2026's biggest fashion trends more broadly, with Kate herself wearing an oversized heart necklace around the same period. An interesting, likely coincidental overlap between two women who otherwise operate in fairly different jewelry lanes. Here's where it's worth being honest about the limits of this kind of analysis, because jewelry commentary walks a fine line between genuine expert insight and pure speculation dressed up as fact. When Amanda Mata, or Nilesh Rakolia, describe a specific tiara choice as sending a message of continuity or stability. That's informed interpretation from people who track this closely and professionally, not confirmed palace communication. Neither Kate nor Camilla has ever explicitly stated, on the record, "I wore this tiara to signal X." What's confirmed is simpler: the pieces worn, the dates, the occasions, and the historical provenance of each item. The meaning experts attach to those choices is genuinely informed reading, built on real, trackable patterns over years of public appearances, but it remains interpretation, not a quote from either woman herself. What's not in dispute is the sheer scale of what's actually available to both women. Kate has worn 5 different tiaras across her royal life, starting with her wedding day in April 2011. The full royal collection includes pieces most of the public will genuinely never see in person, including Kate's own wedding tiara, the Cartier halo, which royal jewelry enthusiasts have specifically noted hasn't reappeared publicly since her 2011 wedding, more than 14 years without a second outing. Put all of this together, and the actual story here isn't rivalry, leaked notes, or secret disputes. It's 2 women operating a genuinely sophisticated, historically aware visual language, at a specific institutional moment when that language mattered more than usual. Kate reinforcing dynastic continuity through pieces tied to Diana and Elizabeth. Camilla balancing formal weight with a personal signature built on small, individual choices like a hedgehog brooch. Both of them, on March 9, 2026, choosing to stand together, coordinated, in the colors of the flag, at the exact moment the institution around them needed exactly that kind of visual reassurance. If you've noticed patterns in how Kate and Camilla use jewelry differently, tell me in the comments which piece has stood out to you most. I read every single one,